we're going to do Capricorn, Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Ascendant for the month of December. And this is going to be for, firstly, the theme. Oh yes, take action. Change is coming. Actually, big change could be in front of you. And it's telling me to tell you to take action. If you give an opportunity, something comes up and it's just like, bam, here it is, do this, do it. It says take that action required to make the biggest jump that you've made in a very long time. It says about Capricorn love. Capricorn and love. Capricorn has had its turn in nastiness and love affairs. I think so. But I also see Capricorn being one of those sturdy relationship partners who stand firm, who are there to the end. However, some of the circumstances that Capricorn puts up with, or is put up with around, is addictive personality. And it doesn't always mean drugs or alcohol. It could be the compulsive thinking, obsessive thinking, sort of that type of thinking. Everything has to be done a certain way, and only their way is the best way. This kind of a thing could be attached to the Capricorn, making them a little bit difficult sometimes to deal with. I'm going to say those Capricorns that are in loving relationships have partners that are really understanding and really, tolerates their many, let's say, moods. I'm not trying to say that the Capricorn's moody. I guess I am in some way. We can't always read the Capricorn because sometimes they're so inside themselves. There's so many layers. Like, remember, the planet is Saturn. So there's like 7 layers around that planet. That is because the Capricorn's like that too. The Capricorn has many layers to their personality, and not everyone can get through every layer. So often the Capricorn's friendships even only vibe on a few layers, and even their partners may only vibe on a few layers. There may not be anyone who vibes on all the 7 layers. That's how complicated a Capricorn really is. And this is why they get this card. This is a complicated card. For people who don't understand, it has a lot to do with what we have imposed upon ourselves. And Capricorn is that type of sign. They Saturnize everything, What are the perimeters? What can I not do? What can I do? This type of thing. So as far as love, sometimes they put too many perimeters in their love affairs, or their love affairs do not expand to the potential and the intimacy that is really required to maintain a good long relationship. Unless they find someone who can tolerate the lack of certain areas or lack of certain intimacies. So I'm going to say the majority of Capricorns are in good, solid relationships because they have found someone who recognizes this about them and loves them beyond, unconditionally. So luckily, that's a fact. But there is a group of Capricorns who I'm going to say are not loyal in relationships because they do have these issues. And they know that something's missing, and they're seeking outside of themselves in order to try to find that vibe that's missing. They think it's outside of them and they can grab it and pull it in. But the fact is, if they could find someone with that energy to teach them how to bring that out of themselves, then it would work. Otherwise, trying to replace or to replace some feeling with a person isn't going to work for them. So I will say this. In the end, I'm going to give love vibration a thumbs up overall for those of you who are in... It doesn't matter. If Capricorn wants to be with someone, they're like Scorpio. They're going to be with someone. If they don't want to be with someone, they're not going to be with someone. It's all that simple for the Capricorn as well. But I will say that overall, most Capricorns are happy if their family's happy, if everybody's got a stable environment and money and food on the table. So I'm going to say for most Capricorns, December's not going to be too shabby as far as love goes. Even if you're not in a relationship, you're going to find someone to hang with. And if you're not in a relationship and you want it that way, you're going to be happy no matter what. And love your friends and that type of a thing. But like I said, most of you will find loving relationships and have a wonderful December with them. So now we're going to look for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant for the month of December, and we're talking about health. Capricorn, this just says to me that, you also need to use your Saturnian energy to put restrictions on yourself that are going to help you advance in your health. It looks like maybe some of you older Capricorns have used up. There are some very strong Capricorns that are older. Don't get me wrong. I see them here. They have been looking after themselves a long time, putting out a lot of good energy and looking after themselves. But the skeletor of some of these people here looks worn out. Muscles look pulled. This type of thing. So they're minor incidentals, really, in the long run. But still they could be problematic and causing certain issues to come to the surface that you'll have to address. So your health is not perfect, is what I'm trying to say. And I am definitely seeing either blood pressure or blood sugar being a source of concern. All right? Capricorn's money. Capricorn's money. It looks like if you have some investment, if you've invested money in property, this has not turned out to be the best thing in some areas. It could be that rentals were too high, expenses were higher than you expected, so your profit margin has shrunk. This is a bit of a concern for you. You may have to be very clever in the coming days as to how you're going to stabilize your finances or how you're going to stabilize an investment. And some of you with, I don't know, what we call that kind of blood money, I'm going to say somebody or something came and saved the day. And maybe it's an inheritance or something like that you're using to save the day. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. So there you go, Capricorn. And I know that overall, Capricorn, when it comes to you and work and money, you usually don't have any trouble finding the bucks. Usually. Even those of you that are on a fixed income seem to manage quite well. You're very astute, very smart, only buy what you need, a bit of a minimalist. So, and also I'm going to say, you're probably one of the signs are going to know how to save money, so instead of buying a $30 cream for your face, you'll use lard or castor oil. You're smart. That's the Capricorn though, right? I'm going to say December is going to be a month of making necessary changes for your income. This is whatever you do, Capricorn, in this month of December is exactly what needs to happen to stabilize your income. So do it. If you're being offered something that could be potentially better for you, do it. It is a really good time to make those necessary changes, is my point. All right?